Hi, my name is Heather Alcott. I am the owner and founder of Glaze, the bomb cake shop here in Denver, Colorado. My business is making Bangkuchen. I have imported an oven from Japan. It's a 2,200 pound, 6 foot tall, 5 foot wide oven we call the Red Dragon. It cooks at 650 degrees and makes my cakes that take about 24 hours to make. So how did I come up with this idea? I was living in Asia for several years and decided to take a personal trip to Japan and stumbled across this bakery that had a line about 30 to 45 minutes for this amazing cake. And I saw Westerners in the line, I saw mixed demographics, so it wasn't just one type of person that was wanting this cake. It was the Japanese, Americans, and expats, what have you, standing in line for this fabulous cake. I then went back to my hotel and I began researching how can I do this, how can I bring this vision that I saw in Japan back to the United States. And so I went back to Singapore where we were living and started sketching out these emails and trying to find out who is the manufacturer that makes this oven, that makes the type of cake that I want to make. And I found him. It took a while to find this manufacturer. They don't speak any English, based in Japan. They're a family-run company. And just kept on writing them and through a lot of persistence because they rejected me about several times on wanting to do this concept in the United States because they were a little bit weary of importing an oven to the United States because I would be the first. And we went over there and met with them several times, and that was the moment that formed this company. We were in negotiations of how to bring this oven back to Denver, Colorado. So my oven is based here in a retail store. So I have a retail, online, wholesale business model. I sell my cakes through Goldbelly online. We have our own online website. I have a retail location based in Denver, Colorado in a neighborhood area. And it's also a full restaurant. So over here I have quite a few tables. We have an open bar seating. We also have a liquor license so that people can really sit here and enjoy watching the process of making the cakes. We have nothing to hide, so my kitchen is kind of this, what I said, my business plan, a Oompa Loompa kitchen, so I wanted everybody to see what goes in my cakes. All my cakes are handmade. It's an artisanal process. They're all made on spits, which I'll show you, is right here. So these are Bangkuchen spits. And I don't think a lot of people can actually say their cakes are made on spits. And I have different types of spits for different types of cakes. In my cake, I'll show you right here, for example, is my apple bottom. I'm the only one in the country that can make a cake that has a whole apple on the inside. So we peel it, we poach it, we let it sit in rum, so my cakes are a little bit boozy. They then are placed onto the spit, and they pick up layers of cinnamon cake. The pastry chef has to paint each layer of cake onto the apple, and then of course it's put into the oven and then fired. So each layer gets fired up to 15 times, sometimes up to 21 for some of my cakes. Then of course I have my cake called the Mount Bomb. This is my baby, and in Japan they make the cakes more rounded, whereas because I'm a Colorado company, I wanted the cake to have these crazy ridges on it. So this was something that we kind of put our own twist on the cake, no pun intended, our own spin. And this is one of my top sellers, which is a Mountain Bomb. It's made with organic cultured butter. It has this amazing chewy texture, and it's crunchy on the outside, and I love it. What does my business mean to me? This is a huge part of my life. This is where I live most of my days. I love to work with the customers. They call me the box troll because I'm down in my basement packing up cakes and shipping cakes. Sometimes I do deliveries, I'm answering the phone, so I wear a lot of hats in this restaurant. And what does this product mean to me? It means so much because not only is it just a phenomenal, unique product, because we're the only ones doing this in the whole United States, actually outside of Asia. But it's also the symbolism of the cake. When I give you this cake, it means I give you life in Asia. It's all about the layers of the cake and giving you life and longevity. So I fell in love with that, and also the history. This was created by Germans, and everyone has a hand in it. Italians and the Greeks have a hand in this type of a cake, but the Germans are the ones that put it into a recipe book back in the 15th century. It went to Japan in early 1900s, and I love the history of this. They then fell in love with it because it was the only sweet that you could get throughout the in the war was Bangkuchen. And so it's very symbolic to the Japanese. And I do get customers that come in here and get teary-eyed that this is what they grew up with, and this is what that means so much to them. So that's why this product is so wonderful. And what I would love for the bomb cakes is that I would love for this to be, you know, in people's household when they want to go out and treat themselves to something or have a nice, you know, cake with their tea or their wine, is that they would want to treat themselves to this cake, that they'd want to go to a store and purchase it, they'd want to go to, you know, if they were traveling through an airport, that they'd purchase one of the cakes. I'd love to see Glaze really have a place, you know, a place on the map and be a recognized name. So that is what I want for this product and for this company. So to tell you something interesting about myself, this is not my first rodeo being an entrepreneur. I started a business before this one. I am very driven. I love to travel. I love good food. I'm very passionate about quality of food and ingredients. That's why I created an open-air kitchen in my space, is because I was so proud about the ingredients that took me 6 months to source. I have a daughter, I have a husband who support me very much in this business, and I'm blessed to have that. So I have a very strong family unit based in Denver that are very supportive of the business. Do they think I'm crazy sometimes with this whole concept? Yes. I mean, importing a 2,200-pound oven from Japan, yeah, I think they thought I was a little strange and unusual. But they know also that I'm driven to try to make this work, and that they love supporting the cakes. You know, they're huge fans of the product, and they love you know, the bomb cakes and love what we represent. So they're very proud of all the press that we've received. But yeah, I think they thought I was a little crazy trying to start this business because we were the first ones, and we didn't know how to map ourselves against anybody else. We weren't a typical bakery. We weren't another cupcake shop or a deconstructed another food item. We were, you know, venturing out in this territory to make a rotisserie cake that takes 24 hours to make from start to finish. This is a chocolate donga. All Belgian chocolate cake, Belgian chocolate glaze. All the cakes have a hole in the middle. Sometimes we fill them with Belgian chocolate mousse. This is what I'm so proud of. My apple bomb, as I showed you, my mouth bomb, as I showed you here. These are just a handful of the cakes that we do. We do so many different flavors. We also are now making pretzels on the oven, and we stuff them with fresh lobster. So I think there's so many opportunities for Glaze, whether it's jarring our glazes or, you know, expanding on the different bomb cakes that we do, or really hitting the capacity of the oven. The business has so many fun things ahead, and you know, we just need to have some investment from the sharks to really get this off the ground. What has been the most challenging thing so far? I think that being the first to market. We can't ask anybody, what would you do if you had this situation? Granted, there's general business ideas that we can pick off of from other entrepreneurs, but you know, it's hard to, like I said, to really find someone, a colleague out there that I really can say, how would you do this differently? And because we are first to market. So that has been a challenge for me. Also just really learning how the cakes work in different environments, whether it's a retail environment or when we're out sampling and gathering feedback. So that's been one of my challenges as well, is how to really get distribution out there for Glaze and what's the best fit for this type of product, as it is an artisanal product. So what I'm seeking from the sharks is 10% for $50,000. And what I would do with that money, what I would like to do is get Glaze in the bomb cakes in more visible, highly trafficked areas and gain distribution for Glaze. What I have seen in all, you know, the past 3 years, sampling this cake is when I sample, I sell it. When we tell the story, people buy it and they love the cake. So I sample, I sell. So what I would like to see is possible kiosks in highly trafficked, you know, maybe gourmet markets, New York City, San Francisco, or LA, for example, that the kiosks are built with a video, as I saw in Japan, a video monitor that actually shows the process of the cakes and shows how they're made, and a freezer that's sitting by the side, and using my high production oven to get that distribution going. We have the ability to produce hundreds of cakes per day. And I am located in a retail neighborhood area in Denver. And I would say location, location, location. I need the traffic to really show people what we do, how the cakes are made, taste the cakes, and they will fall in love with them like I did. So this oven really is underutilized and needs to be maximized with additional distribution for Glaze. And lastly, and not by any means least important, what is my hook? And I think I said before about how we were so unique. We are the only one doing this in the United States, so that is a good hook. It's a scary one, but we are so unique that we are the only ones that have a Baumkuchen oven in this country, based in Denver, Colorado. So that's a pretty interesting hook. So when we have actually people that come into the store and they take photos next to the oven to say, yes, it's in our neighborhood, and yes, it's in Denver, Colorado, it's the only one in Denver. So I hear that a lot from tourists coming in town saying, I can't believe we don't have this in New York or San Francisco. But it's in Denver, so because Denver is my home. So my hook is I make a very unique and interesting product that even on Unique Sweets they said we thought that we'd seen it all. Deconstructed cupcakes, upside down cakes, cakes in a jar, cakes in a bottle, but we thought we had saw it all until we saw Glaze. So I think that sums it up, that there's nothing else you can get like this in the country. So, and I stand behind that and being a pioneer for this product. So we hope to hear from you soon. Thank you, Sharks.